Welcome to Pattern and Craft. I'm Courtney, and in today's video, I wanted to show you how to make this beautiful, beautiful edge stitch for knitting. As you know, the edges of knitting are hard to get even and beautiful, but with this easy stitch, you can have edges like this. Look how gorgeous that is. It's all even. It looks the same on the front, from the side, and on the back, so it is a fully reversible edge stitch. On garter stitch, it is flat, like this. However, it does roll a bit if you are working in stockinette, but it does still make a nice tidy edge, like that. It looks similar to an I-cord edge, but it is not. It is a slip stitch and a knit. It's just a 2-stitch edge stitch, and it's really easy to make. So I'll show you how to do it right now. So for this edge stitch, you're gonna wanna have 2 stitches dedicated to it on both sides of your work. So 2 stitches at the start, 2 stitches at the end. So it's just a 2-stitch edge, and the first stitch is slip 1 with yarn in front. Often when we are doing a neater edge, we'll just simply slip the first stitch, but we here want to slip the first stitch with yarn in front. So the easiest way I found is to pick up the yarn from the back, so it's draped over our needle, slip purlwise, and then pull that yarn to the front so that it goes between your 2 needles. We'll show you that again. So here we have our knitting. We're gonna come behind the yarn so the yarn is in front. We're gonna slip purlwise, pull that stitch off the needle, and then undo that little yarn over, essentially is what we had, and make sure the yarn goes between the 2 needles. And the next stitch, we simply knit as usual. And that's it. So that is the edge stitch on the start of your work, and then you simply knit in pattern until we get to the end of this row, and then I'll show you what to do there. Okay, I've gotten to the end of my knitting. I just need to do my last in pattern stitch, which is garter stitch. Now I'm to the last 2 stitches of the row. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did at the start. Slip 1 with yarn in front, and then knit 1. So I'm going to do the same thing where I pull up the yarn, slip purlwise, and then return the yarn to the back. So it went around the stitch this way, and then knit 1. Just knit that last stitch on your needle, and you're done. So the magic happens when you turn the work. Ignore these are just stitch markers for increases. So I'm going to turn my work and then just repeat what we did before. We're going to slip 1 with yarn in front. The other way you could do it is to, bring your yarn forward with your finger, slip 1, slip it to the back, and knit. But I feel like that takes a little bit of extra work for your hands. So I find this other way a little bit more ergonomic. So we just pull up the yarn so it's in front, slip 1 purlwise, and then pull it to the center, and then knit 1. So either way, whichever makes more sense to you, and then continue in pattern with whatever stitch it is that you're using. I've used it with garter, with stockinette. I'm sure it would work with other basic knitting stitches, anything really. And then you just do the same thing when we get to the other side. Okay, I'm on my last in pattern stitch there. Time to slip 1 with yarn in front. Again, you can just bring the yarn to the front and slip if that's easier for you, or I like to do a yarn over, slip purlwise, undo the yarn over, and bring the yarn back to the back, and then knit. So that's all you have to remember is the last 2 stitches and the first 2 stitches of every row is slip 1 with yarn in front, then knit. no matter what the rest of your pattern looks like. Slip one with yarn in front, return the yarn to the back, and knit. And that's all you have to remember. And then you get this beautiful, beautiful edge. It's a lot easier to do than a lot of the more complicated edge stitches. And it looks more neat than simply slipping the first stitch. And it gives you sort of an I-cord type edge look. So it's a really good option in my opinion. Each of these stitches is a slip stitch, so it's a more elongated knit stitch, basically. And it gives a really nice finished look to your knitting. So remember, it's just 2 stitches at the beginning and end of the row. You work it at the start, you work it at the end, whether you're on the front of your work or on the back. You just always do that to the first 2 stitches. Slip one with yarn in front, knit one. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of this edge stitch. Give it a try, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.